Welcome to Making a Difference, a show about people who are making the Gorge a great place to live.
Hi, and welcome to Making a Difference. I'm Elaine Busby. A new theater troupe has evolved in the Gorge, which helps teens teach other students by involving them in the plot of their interactive performances. The theater is not exactly scripted, but rehearsed just enough to allow for change. The kind of change that can make a difference. Let's watch, listen, and learn from Gorge Teen Theater.
Well, why not just do it? I mean, come on, everybody's doing it.
Doesn't mean I have to.
Oh, come on, just give it the feeling. Besides, it's a party.
Yes, this kind of theater is provocative, it's innovative, and hopefully, if you know the statistics, it will have an impact.
Yes, 1 in 6 women and girls will be victims of sexual assault in their lifetime. And in Hood River County, we have 25,000, 50% of them are women. And that puts us at 1,777 for the census that was done 4 years ago.
Lorraine Madian Buchanan is an employee of Helping Hands Against Violence, working under a special grant through the State Attorney General's Sexual Assault Task Force. She directs the Gorge Teen Theater Troupe. This troupe addresses issues of oppression through role-playing, and they take on some hot topics.
We cover media literacy, which is how the media influences the teens and their choices, harassment, cyberbullying with internet texting and computer texting, teen pregnancy prevention, sexual violence prevention, and homophobia, oppression.
Gorge Teen Theater Troupe travels throughout the Gorge to various schools, and on this day they were performing for health and psychology students at Hood River Valley High School. I asked one of the performers about the issues they would be presenting in this show about a teen party.
There's going to be some, people discriminating against homosexuals, I guess. There's druggies and choices whether to have sex or not. So it covers various topics and everything, and you really have to look for them somehow, but others, they're there.
Gorge Teen Theater has been performing for a year since a teen theater troupe from Medford came to this area and inspired their director, Lorraine, and the Hood River County school nurse, Lisa Sponhauer, to start a local troupe.
I think some people are going to be very surprised at the topic matters that they deal with.
Yeah, well, they're real life. They're the real thing, and these teens do a really great job of performing and making it real. So that's what we really want. That was the important thing, is this is real stuff, and let's not tippy-toe around real issues anymore.
And once you see these kids up there in front of their peers, you know they are not tippy-toeing around any issues.
You want to try some of the weed? It's really good.
No, I don't smoke.
Well then, surely you do other things.
Like what?
I used to be really influenced by the media, and that actually evolved into an eating disorder. And so now that I'm in this group, I realize that I don't have to listen to the media. What they put out there is just a disfigured way of what we're supposed to look like, and it's just unreal.
How much of this is acting, and how much of it really pertains to your real life?
Kind of all of it. I mean, we do a lot of acting, but most of it's really in-depth and right on the spot.
What issues have you worked with in the theater that have actually impacted your life?
Basically homosexualness and homophobia, because I have a couple friends that are bisexual, and they will get teased if they don't keep it a dark secret, and if somehow it got out, they'd be like, don't look at me, because they'd be teasing them all day.
It wasn't just their peers and school personnel who were participating the day we taped this performance. Hood River Police Officer Anthony Frazier used this forum to talk to the students about the law of consent.
The way the law reads is that if you're under the age of 18, then you're incapable of giving consent. Now that doesn't mean that, for example, a lot of you will go, well, what about the 3-year thing? Because there's a defense in the laws, but that doesn't mean that you won't get charged.
I think what they're trying to do here is to get them to think about whatever situation, and if they make their conscious decision, then they need to realize what the consequences are, which could be teen pregnancy, it could be hooked on drugs, it could be getting in trouble with the law. And I think that's what they were trying to get at here, is just basically for them to grow up like they want to, and to make the right decisions, and to at least think about it and not just go along with whatever.
When it comes to dealing with unsafe situations, Hood River Valley High School health educator Kristen Euler says they are stressing role-playing in the classroom to teach students skills, and this theater troupe reinforces those skills, especially for the performers.
How have you seen these students, because you know some of the students that are in the teen theater, does it work for their own growth to be in the theater troupe?
It totally does. We know that the highest level of learning is teaching, and actually what they're doing is they're teaching other kids. They're teaching their peers. And peers are really receptive to other peers, so we know it works.
One of the techniques we saw being used is for the performers to repeat the show and then ask the audience to stop the action and take the place of one of the students being oppressed. The idea is to change the outcome by being more assertive. We watched as one of the audience members jumped in.
I think some parents in watching this today are going to think, geez, I don't want to, it makes it look okay for kids to be at a party. It makes it look okay for kids to be having sex. And what do you say to that?
Actually, what we're trying to do is the exact opposite. We're trying to help these kids see that putting themselves in these situations can end up into very risky behavior. And so we're hoping that's why we like to do the forum theater. That's why we like for the students to come in and say, stop, I'm going to change this scenario and make it better, make it right. So that's our goal, and I hope we attain that today.
Even though educators and officials are supportive of Gorge Teen Theater, it's still too early to tell if there will be any significant long-term impact on violence prevention from their work. But it's not too early to know they are changing the rules about how these subjects are addressed. And that is having an impact on the students.
Would you encourage other kids to come watch the Gorge Teen Theater?
I would like other people to watch it because it's more interesting and help you out and tell you, this is who I am, I'm not ready for this, and show them how it feels like.
What made you want to jump in there and participate today?
I don't know, no one else was going, and it was making me mad that some of those people were getting put down or in those bad situations.
What do you think about these topics? Do you think it makes it more okay? Does it sound okay? More okay for kids to smoke pot and have sex, or what? How does it affect you, these issues, seeing them?
It makes me mad to think that kids go and do that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I prefer to stay away from people like that.
Well, people are going to have sex whether they understand it or not. And truth is, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what to do in a situation like that, you're obviously probably going to choose the wrong choice.
Stay with us as Making a Difference continues with more about Gorge Teen Theater.